Welcome to Culture Screen, where we analyze culture through countdown. The samurai we speak of today rose up as a social class in Japan mainly during two wars: the Genpei War that lasted from 1180 to 1185 and the Warring States period from 1467 to 1590. These are the most famous samurai warriors in history from that period. Number 12. Tomo Gozen. Tomo Gozen lived from 1157 to 1247. She was a female samurai and served Minamoto no Yashikana throughout the Genpei War from 1180 to 1185. Long before the Edo period, women trained with spears and daggers to protect their homes and communities due to the low number of male fighters around to protect them. In 1182, Tomo Gozen commanded 300 samurai against 2,000 Tiari clan warriors and won. In 1184, at the Battle of Awazu, she beheaded Honda no Mashigi Musashi and went on to kill Uchiri Leyoshi, and then escaped from being captured by Hatakeyama Shigetara. She is considered by many as the first general of Japan. Number 11. Kusunoki Masashige. Kusunoki lived from 1294 to 1336. He is known for his skill as a military strategist. Kusunoki's greatest victory occurred in 1332 when he defended the Shihaya Castle south of Osaka from the shogunate's 100,000-man army, with only 2,000 men at his command. Kusunoki would receive control of several parts of the Kansai area after winning the war. However, the Kenmu restoration was short-lived after the Ashikaga clan betrayed Kusunoki and marched against him twice in 1336 at Kyoto. During the second march against Kusunoki, Kusunoki asked his shogunate to allow Ashikaga to take the capital so they could surprise attack the Ashikaga afterwards. However, the emperor, Go-Daigo, ordered Kusunoki to advance against the Ashikaga forces head-on. Kusunoki knew, as a strategist, that he would not escape from his encounter alive. He accepted his orders to march, and as his troops were defeated at the Battle of Minatogawa, Kusunoki committed suicide or seppuku to avoid being captured and dishonored. Today he is a symbol for his devotion to the emperor and has a statue at Tokyo's Imperial Palace. Number 10. Sanada Yokimura. Sanada lived from 1567 to 1615 and fought against Tokugawa rule at the start of their control over Japan. He defended the Ueda Castle in Nagano and made it so Tokugawa Hitadara's 40,000 troops could not arrive on time to support his father, Ieyasu, in 1600 at the Battle of Sekigahara. Ieyasu won nonetheless, and Yukimura led the defense at the last resistance against the rule of Tokugawa at the Siege of Osaka from 1614 to 1615. His abilities as commander led the Tokugawa, who were superior in numbers, to come to peace after their initial encounter in the winter. Ieyasu, however, would return a few months later in the summer with 150,000 men. Although Yukimura fought back with his own 60,000 troops, he was ultimately defeated. Number 9. Yasuke. Yasuke was an African captured into slavery and brought to Japan in 1579 by Alessandro Valignano, a Jesuit missionary. Yasuke caused a sensation because most Japanese had never seen Africans before. Oda Nobunaga, who was the most powerful warlord in Japan, was so shocked by Yasuke's complexion that he ordered him to strip and rub his own skin to prove that he was not colored using inks. Oda Nobunaga was also amazed with Yasuke's height. Yasuke was 6 feet 2 inches tall. Yasuke was promoted to the rank of samurai in 1581 and then stationed at Yazuchi Castle, where he served as Nobunaga's sword bearer and personal bodyguard. In 1582, Akechi Mitsuhide betrayed Nobunaga and was forced to commit seppuku suicide at the Honmoji Temple. Number 8. Usuji Kenshin. Usuji Kenshin lived from 1530 to 1578. He emerged from Japan's Warring States period, which dates from 1467 to 1590. Kenshin was known for his military prowess. Kenshin was famous for his rivalry against Takeda Shingen, because Shingen was advancing into northern Nagano. From 1553 to 1564, Takeda Shingen and Kenshin would fight 5 times at Nagano City. Though most of these battles were skirmishes, in October of 1561, Kenshin almost defeated Shingen when Kenshin rode directly into Shingen's command post. Shingen was unprepared, but fended off Kenshin's attack until one of his men speared Kenshin's horse, causing him to escape on foot. In 1573, Kenshin wept when he heard of Shingen's death. He said he missed his good rival. Kenshin would later fight Oda Nobunaga, Japan's #1 military leader. In 1577, Kenshin was able to defeat Nobunaga at the Battle of Terodigawa in Ishikawa. He amassed an army and allied himself with Takedain. He did so in order to complete his move into Oda territory from 1577 to 1578. He would die of illness before his attacks were ordered. His tombstone is at the Rinshenji Temple in Joetsu City, Niigata. Number 7. Minamoto Yoshitsune. Minamoto Yoshitsune was a leader during the Genpei War from 1180 to 1185. As a child, most of his immediate family were killed in 1160 during the Heiji Rebellion. Yoritomo, his half-brother, was exiled to the Aizu Peninsula, and Yoshitsune was exiled to the monks in the Karamu Temple, north of Kyoto, high up in the mountains. In 1174, he relocated to Hizumi in what was then the Mutsu province, and which now makes up the eastern half of the Tokuhu region in northern Japan. For years, Yoshitsune was protected by Fujiwara, the head of the powerful northern Fujiwara clan. Yoshitsune would go on to lead his own clan into many successful victories by 1185, but after his patron Hidehara died in 1187, Hidehara's son betrayed Yoshitsune and surrounded his residence, forcing Yoshitsune to commit seppuku suicide. Number 6. Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi lived from 1584 to 1645. He never held his own lands, nor did he serve a daimyo or lord, as a samurai formerly had to, in order to be a samurai. As a duelist, none compared to Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi went undefeated in over 60 duels. He founded multiple schools of swordsmanship and would go on to write the Book of Five Rings. In the Book of Five Rings, Musashi details where he was born in the Harima province, the southern part of what is now called the Hyogo prefecture. Musashi would go on to win his first duel at the young age of 12, when a traveling swordsman challenged him to a duel. Musashi, using only a wooden sword, struck and beat him to death. From 1605 to 1612, Musashi traveled throughout Japan on his warrior pilgrimage, dueling masters from different schools using different weapons and techniques. In 1612, he fought his most famous duel, which was against Sasaki Kojiro on the tiny island of Funajima. situated on the Kanman Straits between Japan's mainland and Kyushu. Musashi aggravated his opponent by intentionally arriving 3 hours late to the duel. In the course of a fierce yet brief duel, he struck him dead with his wooden sword, which he had carved from an oar on his way to the island. In 1633, he took up residence with the daimyo in the Kumamoto castle. By 1643, he had retired to a cave on the west side of Kumamoto to write the Book of Five Rings. He completed his work on February 1645. By June 13th of the same year, he died in the cave at the age of 62. Musashi is a popular figure. However, due to his limited effect on the history of Japan, Musashi is not as regarded or studied as the other samurai on this countdown. Number 5. Takeda Shingen. Takeda Shingen lived from 1521 to 1573 and was nicknamed the Tiger of Kai because he opposed Osugi Kenshin, who was nicknamed the Dragon of Ichigo. Tigers and dragons are considered traditional enemies in Buddhist art. In 1540, Shingen betrayed his own father and took control over the Takeda clan. Shingen went on to conquer the Shinano province. He would later come near the forces of Osugi Kenshin at the Ichigo province. The two fought from 1553 to 1564. Shingen was able to keep the Kenshin forces out of Shinano. This maneuvering allowed Shingen to focus on his wars down south. Shingen was the only daimyo or lord with the tactical ability to fight back against Nobunaga's conquest of Japan. Shingen defeated Ieyasu at the Battle of Miketahara in western Shisozu Prefecture. In 1573, Shingen died in his camp from either a war wound or a disease. After he died, the Takeda were mostly destroyed by Nobunaga and Ieyasu at the Battle of Tenmokuzen. Takeda Shingen is honored yearly at the Shingen-Ko Festival every April 12th in Kofu City, Yamanashi. Number 4. Date Masamune. Date Masamune lived from 1567 to 1636. Masamune was born into present-day Yagamata Prefecture. He led his first war at the age of 14 and succeeded his father at the age of 17. By 1589, he had conquered much of present-day Tohoku region. In 1590, he joined forces with Toyotomi Hideyoshi during the siege of Odawara. After Hideyoshi's death in 1598, Masamune became partners with Tokugawa Ieyasu and joined Ieyasu in 1600 at the Battle of Sekigahara. Masamune also helped Ieyasu in 1615 during the siege of Osaka. Ieyasu rewarded Hideyoshi with the Sendai domain. In 1604, Masamune went on to establish the city of Sendai. In 1613, he sent the Western-style ship, the Datemaru, also called the San Juan Bautista, to Mexico as a way of sending a diplomatic representative to the Pope in Rome. Having lost sight in his right eye due to smallpox, Masamune was also called the One-Eyed Dragon. Masamune was known for his crescent moon carved on his helmet. Number 3. Toyotomi Hideyoshi. The last three samurais on our list are the three great unifiers of Japan. After the Warring States period from 1467 to 1590, these three final samurais laid the foundation for the unified Japan we know and love today. Toyotomi Hideyoshi lived from 1537 to 1598 and was the son of a foot soldier of the Aichi Prefecture. In 1558, Hideyoshi would follow in his father's footsteps and join the Oda clan as a soldier as well. Hideyoshi was one of Oda Nobunaga's sandal bearers during the Battle of Okeyazama, where Nobunaga would defeat Imigawa Yoshimoto and become the dominant power in Owari. Due to his facial features and slender appearance, Hideyoshi was nicknamed Kozaru, or Little Monkey. He would become one of Nobunaga's most distinguished wartime commanders. Hideyoshi was promoted to daimyo of today's Shiga Prefecture after taking the region from the Azai clan. In 1576, Oda Nobunaga sent him to face the Mori clan in the Himeji Castle. He would then go on to conquer western Japan. In 1582, Oda Nobunaga, Hideyoshi's ruler, was forced to commit suicide after being betrayed by Akishi Mitsihide. This prompted Hideyoshi to obliterate Akishi's forces during the Battle of Yamazaki. Hideyoshi would go on to support Oda Hidenobu, the 2-year-old son that was next in line to rule. The chief general of Oda Nobunaga was Shibata Katsui. Shibata did not approve of Hideyoshi's plans to rule on Oda Hidenobu's behalf. However, after Hideyoshi won the Battle of Shigutaka in 1583, this automatically made Hideyoshi the de facto leader of all of Oda's forces, even Tokugawa Ieyasu. In 1587, Hideyoshi banished Christian missionaries who had began meeting with people in Kyushu. Oda Nobunaga welcomed these missionaries in the past, as he saw them as an alternative to the warring monks of Kyushu. In 1597, Hideyoshi crucified 26 missionaries and many other Christian converts. In September 1598, Hideyoshi died. Hideyoshi reformed the social class structure by forbidding commoners, like himself, to wield or use arms. Hideyoshi also established tight internal migration controls and laid the foundation for Japan that Tokugawa Ieyasu would soon come to rule. Number 2. Tokugawa Ieyasu. Tokugawa Ieyasu lived from 1543 to 1616 and was the son of the daimyo of the eastern part of Aichiya Prefecture. At just 5 years of age, he was kidnapped by the Oda clan as a political hostage for negotiations. At the age of 6, his father was murdered by his own men, who were paid to do so by the Oda Nobunaga. At 9 years of age, Oda Nobunaga agreed to allow Ieyasu to be transferred to Sunpu, where he then lived as a hostage under the Imagawa clan until he was 13. He joined the Imagawa clan in the fight against Oda Nobunaga. After his Imagawa clan leader Yoshimoto was killed by Nobunaga, Ieyasu decided to join Oda Nobunaga instead. Ieyasu was so committed to victory at all costs that when his son and wife were accused of conspiring to murder Oda Nobunaga, Ieyasu allowed his wife to be executed and his son to be forced to commit suicide. Ieyasu was too late to take revenge on Akechi Mitsuhide for betraying Oda Nobunaga. Toyotomi Hideyoshi, number 3 on our list, was able to take revenge first against Mitsuhara. Hideyoshi died in 1598. With over 160,000 troops engaged in the Battle of Sekigahara, Ieyasu won, and his victory solidified his control over all of Japan. In 1616, Ieyasu died at the age of 73. Today he is enshrined at the Nikko Toshugo Shrine in Tochigi Prefecture. The Tokugawa shogunate would last over 250 years, ending in 1868 with the Meiji Restoration. Number 1. Oda Nobunaga. Oda Nobunaga lived from 1534 to 1582, and he claims the highest respect in Japanese culture as a samurai. Nobunaga was a great warrior and an even greater strategist. Nobunaga was responsible for setting in motion the chain of events that would reunify Japan and end the Warring States period. Nobunaga was born into a family with holdings in Awari province, now part of Aichi Prefecture, and following the death of his father in 1551, he united his clan and took control of all of Awari in 1559. He then defeated his major rival in the region, Imigawa Yoshimoto, in 1560, and in 1561 he went on to attack Mino province. In 1573, Nobunaga destroyed the opposing Asukara clan in northern Fuku and the Azai clan in Shiga, while his ally Tokugawa Ieyasu helped resist assaults by the Takeda forces in eastern Aichi. Nobunaga and Ieyasu partnered up and used arquebuses, or rifles, to defeat the Takeda clan in 1575 at the Battle of Nagashino. He would ultimately defeat the clan entirely in 1582. Through his own strategies and the work of his allies and assistants, Nobunaga was able to bring the south of Japan under his control, laying the groundwork for the reunification of the nation. After Nobunaga's betrayal and death at Honmoji Temple in 1582, Toyotomi Hideyoshi went on to complete what his leader had started. Ieyasu and Hideyoshi were able to see the Japan Nobunaga had envisioned. Nobunaga is remembered as the greatest samurai warrior of all time. Of Japan's three great unifiers, Nobunaga laid the foundation for a unified Japan. Hideyoshi and Ieyasu reaped the rewards of that unified Japan. We upload new videos every week, so subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the like button as well. Click the notification bell to be notified of when we upload these videos. See you on the next episode of Culture Screen.